Hi everybody, making a video today, talk about some interesting things, like what happened yesterday. So yesterday I went to the spirit store and I did something, because so I've wanted to own a crystal ball for like a couple years now. Ever since I held one, for the first time I held a crystal ball and I got a crystal ball reading. It was really cool. And I did not know that when the crystal ball touched my hands, it literally was sitting in my hands. It was like it was literally like a super vibration went through my hands, through my whole body, through my brain, and I was just like, I can't even hear because there's so much vibration. That was the sensation of it. And ever since then, it took like 5 or 6 hours for me to be able to come back to normal again. And ever since then, I've been thinking about owning a crystal ball for a really long time. 2 years, very long time. That's how many days? Do the math. That's a lot of days. So anyway, I went to the spirit store and I've been looking at crystal balls, and they have crystal balls of different varieties. So you can get like rose quartz, like crystal ball, or just different types of stone in a crystal ball. Which the reason you want like just a clear quartz crystal is because it has the clarity aspect of it. You can see into it, it just has that sort of aspect to it. So for instance, like I talk about my lapis lazuli rock in a video I made yesterday, and I can use this rock too. It's not clear, you can't see through it, but I can use this rock as a crystal ball as well, because it possesses energy and it resonates. My third eye, it works with my third eye. Lapis lazuli does. It's pretty powerful type of stone. It's really special. And but anyway, I just wanted to check it out. It's $100 for a crystal ball, and I just wanted to remember what it felt like. Like when you have a spare $100 laying around, probably not gonna spend it on getting a crystal ball. So it's just so I went in there and I got to hold it. And I held what was a completely clear ball, which I thought was a crystal ball. It said crystal ball, but it was made out of glass. I explored it. It's because you need to explore things. You need to not be judgmental, Like, I don't want something made out of glass. I want a real crystal ball. But I did. I put it in my hands and allowed myself to explore what the sensation of the energy was. And then I actually opened my third eye, literally. Like, it is a sensation of choosing to see through third eye. You choose to see through third eye. And then I hold it in my hands and I use my third eye to look into the glass ball. And it was quite interesting, but it didn't have the stimulation, didn't have that gong sort of vibrational effect that the one crystal ball, the crystal ball reader had with her crystal ball. And so then I got a quartz, like a clear quartz crystal, and crystal ball, and I put it in my hands, and then I held it in my hands, like cupped my hands around it, because I just wanted to feel what its life is like, heartbeat, and then I looked into it with my third eye just to see what would happen. It definitely had a much louder sound and energy about it. Still wasn't reflective of what it was that I felt when I held that one crystal ball. It's like, I need that one crystal ball back. I want to experience that one crystal ball again. And this one was really cloudy and wasn't very clear, and I have no judgment against crystals that are cloudy or not perfect, so to speak, or it's actually how does the crystal make me feel when it's touching my body? What is the energy sensation? It's amazing how crystals can speak to me through an actual counter, like with glass and everything. Like, I can't even hold it, and you can You can go find yourself a crystal that speaks to you just by going into like a spiritual store where they sell that type of stuff, and don't have any sensation of, I just want to find a crystal. Actually, go look at every crystal and don't just allow the crystal to speak to you. If you feel like your eyes keep going back to this one specific crystal, and then you keep looking around, and then you keep having to go back and look at this one specific crystal, and then you're like, well, I don't know, I'm gonna go look around some more, and then you just keep thinking about it. That crystal is speaking to you. That crystal, you're resonating with that specific crystal. That is a crystal that you actually would have a wonderful relationship with. Doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter if it's cloudy or what its colors or whatever, you actually have a relationship with that crystal. And it's good then for you to explore the relationship by owning it. and then once you own a crystal or whatever type of stone, people would not call this a crystal, it's a rock. It's a blue rock. It looks fake. It's real. This is a real rock. This is real lapis lazuli rock. It has an energy. It has a voice. It has a message for you. So then when you possess it, you get to hold it. You get to experience a loving connection with it. It's not just a rock. It is a reflection of the infinite universe. It is a reflection of a living being in the infinite universe, part of the oneness. And so anyway, so if you're interested in exploring how to, exploring a spirit store and you want to find a crystal, that is how you do it. That is how you find a crystal. It's quite interesting because I never talk about crystals, and I don't talk about, I wasn't going to talk about this in my video, but I think I'm just going to say a little bit more about my relationship with stones, because they are so connected with the earth. They are. So I have this habit of I like to go to the spirit store, and then I like to see what crystals echo a voice to me, where I love that one. I can't stop thinking about that crystal. I just want to have a relationship with that crystal. And then when I do, I like to hold it in my hand and allow it to just give me all of its loving energy, and then I get to feel that vibrating through my body, and it alters me. It alters my vibration. It becomes a part of my energy field and a part of me, and we can communicate. This isn't weird. This isn't strange. This is, you communicate with other human beings without actually talking to them, just by being near their energy field. You can tell if they give you kind of an off feeling or not. You see, the same thing goes with a crystal. It doesn't have to talk to you to have for you to have a relationship and an understanding and a connection with it. And so the earth, is going through its own experience of existence, and it's a very, what the earth is going through is what human beings are also going through. The way human beings treat the earth is very poorly, and the earth is sad. And the earth, though, it is still unconditionally loving. It still keeps loving despite what it is experiencing. Human beings, too, experience a difficult the experience here on earth is not of a heightened, super awesome experience. It's challenging, it's difficult, you're constantly wondering, you're trying to figure stuff out, you never feel free of the mind, you never feel free. So I'm just talking about relationships between the earth and human beings, and the whole experience here. Now when you have a crystal, now suddenly you actually have medicine for the earth. You found that crystal, it speaks to you, you interact with it, you let the crystal heal you, you let the crystal interact with you. And then what I love to do is I love to take crystals, and I love to go to a very natural place, a place that speaks to my heart, a place that speaks to my heart in the way the crystal speaks to my heart. And then usually when nobody's looking, I do a very strange and special connection with the universe and with the earth, and with all the directions, the sacred directions, and with my soul. with all parts of me. I surround myself in the infinite universe. I surround myself with creation. I surround myself with spirits of a very high vibration. This is a sacred ceremony I'm talking about. It is connecting and being in oneness with the experience of nature and experience of giving a gift of healing and love to the earth. And because you want the earth to be happy and healthy. When the earth is happy and healthy, then the earth naturally gives back. It's like relationships. Can't expect to get love if you're not going to give love. You know what I mean? And then if you give love and you don't get love, then you have to ask yourself, where's the balance here? And so when I allow this crystal to interact with me, in this very special state of being, I hold it in my hand. And then I feel the needs of the earth. I share love with the earth. I share in my mind my intentions, which is, Mother Earth, I love you so much. I want to give you this, the medicine that is contained within this crystal, that it may heal you. And then I open the earth up. And then, so I'm digging a hole in the ground. It doesn't have to be very deep or anything. And you could even share it with a lake or share it with anywhere. You can put it anywhere. It's your crystal and is your gift to the earth. And where you put it is exactly where you need to put it. The earth needs medicine. The earth needs love. The earth needs interaction. The earth needs you to share with it. It wants you to. And when you do, oh my gosh, you're going to feel so warm in your heart. You're going to feel so proud of yourself. You're going to feel so awesome for doing this for the earth. That is the gift of, you should be so proud of yourself. You've done something so healthy, sacred, and beautiful and spiritual, and you gave a gift to the earth, and then you give a gift to yourself. That is super. So then after you have made these connections, with the universe and the earth and all the sacred directions, with your soul, with your, the gift that is your consciousness, is your human experience, the gift that is your life. This lifetime is a gift. Doesn't matter what you've endured in it, it is a gift. And a gift of expansion of awareness. And so you give your crystal that you love so much, you give it to the earth as a gift to the earth of love. And you ask that, sacred crystal, I ask that you heal Mother Earth with your beautiful, loving, powerful energy. And then you set the crystal into the earth, and then you bury it again, and you allow it to be one with the earth. I always have my crystals going up and down this way, and not side to side. There's something with it. Trees grow upward, Human beings stand upright. Crystals, when they sit like this, there's somehow like energy comes down from the stars, and then energy goes up from the earth, and it is a rod. It's like electrical rod, and it is in oneness with both, with all. And then it has already energy that is going to the sides. It is creating like a circular experience, and then upward and downward. So it is in the infinite, it is in the oneness. And so that is one thing you can do to connect with Mother Earth, to do something spiritual, to do something different. I mean, if you've never gone to the spirit store, go to a spiritual store. Just go. If you've never bought a crystal, just go and just have some fun. Take $15. You can find something small and something that speaks to you and fills you with love. Find whatever color it is, whatever style it is. It doesn't matter. It's what speaks to you today. What is it that speaks to you today? I went to the spirit store and I got a necklace piece. And it was a crystal, and it had, it was not like a perfectly formed shape. It had a giant, like, ball, like a wart on the side, growing out of the side of it. And it was still made out to be worn, and it was sort of an odd shape. It was like, this is made to be worn, and it's not like a perfectly shaped crystal. It's got this odd ball coming out of it. I loved it. I loved that crystal. and I wore it, and it spoke to me, and it was super powerful. It was super amazing. And that was the first day I got called to go to a very natural place, which I'd never been to before. So random. I was supposed to drive this way, and then I had to drive that way, and then I had to drive this way. So I was like, fine, hey, calm down, I'm driving. And so I did, and I parked, and they're like, now get out and go to that picnic table. I was like, okay. So I did. I went and sat down at the picnic table, and I was like, it's very peaceful here. Thank you for inspiring me to come to this place and then find this picnic table and just feel so peaceful and healed by nature. And then I heard, just in this like little wooded area, and when I say little, I mean there's not a lot of distance or depth to this, what is a forest, and it is not even, you can almost see to the other side of the trees through it, but there's enough brush that it's still sort of secluded. And I heard what were sounds that were literally like a baby crying, and it was real enough that I was like, there's some weirdness in this world. I just gonna go and make sure that everything's okay. Like, if that really is a baby, I'm not gonna go back to my car and worry about this, for the rest of my life or whatever. So I did. I went into the little forest, and it was thick, full of weeds, full of, it's hard to get through because there's these low branches of all kinds of trees growing in weird ways and just pushing through. And then once I got back there was absolutely no sounds at all. And I had to have been some strange bird, but I did go and try and find it again and couldn't find it. If it was a baby, it would have still been crying, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just gonna hang out in here. So I kind of found my way to this odd little area, and there was water, and it was awkward, but there was something harmonious about it, and I really felt a connection with this space. And it was odd, but I was sort of, it was so spirit driven, and it was so monumental for me to do something that was very difficult for me. But the spirit world was like supercharging me, and I couldn't deny it. And if I were to deny it, I would not have felt right. I would have not felt right. I could not deny it. So I allowed myself to go into a deeper state of spiritual experience, and I did. I followed all of the directions that I was guided to follow, and then I was asked to remove my awesome crystal that I loved with the giant wart on the side, and I was like, all right, and so I did. I took it off of my necklace, and then I just sat there and looked at it, and I was like, I don't want to give my crystal. I don't want to. The earth needs my crystal, I guess, but I don't want to give it up because I love this crystal so much. It protects me, it heals me, it makes me happy. But I did, and then I buried it into the sharp point. It was easy because it was sandy and watery, and so I found a specific place, and I pushed the stone as deep into the earth as I could, and I started crying because I was so sad, but I felt so much energy, spiritual energy. It was just so overwhelming, and I knew I'd done something so good inside, and the goodness would not stop ringing in my heart. That it was so honoring and so respectful and so kind and so generous what I just did. I don't know the monumental meaning of having buried this crystal in this specific spot when I was called to do it, but it has a lot of extremely prominent meaning. And it was several years ago that I did this, and ever since then I get drawn to share crystals with the earth regularly. Not as regularly as I was there. For 2013 was a super year where I just had to keep burying crystals for some reason, and then and it's just been slowly tapering off for whatever reason, but I do still get inspirations to bury crystals to heal the earth, and it is good for the earth. You should try this, and it is amazing the way you'll feel after you give this gift. It is like a pill of medicine, So I'm going to tell you something. You can take this however you want, but the earth literally is a female form. And when you open the earth up, you are literally like, this is going to sound however you want to take it, but it is a sexual experience that is taking place between what is a male sexual organ and what is the female sexual organ. So you open the earth up to expose her divine feminine expression, and then you give a gift of the divine male you place it into the female, and then you allow what is literally a sexually blissful experience for the earth. That is literally what you are doing. And I'm only aware of this because this is what I've learned from doing this. This is what the earth has taught me. This is what crystals have taught me. It sounds really weird, but this is the truth. You can't get this kind of awesome awareness from watching television. You get this awesome awareness from buying a crystal, going to the spirit store, going and getting a crystal that speaks to you, and then allowing it to show you the wisdom. And then now all of a sudden the earth is a giant vagina and crystals are male organs. I don't know. I'm just telling you the awareness that I have, and this is beautiful. This is harmonious. This is sexual. This is blissful. This is unconditionally loving. This is the most beautiful thing of creation. This is creation. This is gift. This is a gift and a blessing. It's beautiful. And so as unstrange as that might sound, that is the truth. So when you bury a crystal, you are literally giving a sexually blissful gift to the earth, and the earth is so joyful, and it rejoices from this experience, especially when your intentions are so loving and generous and kind. Then it is like even more orgasmic for the earth, and the earth heals, and the earth produces even more love for mankind, and the earth shares even more healing and energy with mankind. And when we destroy the earth, then we are not receiving love, because the earth can't give. It can't just keep giving and not receive. Eventually, it's going to perish because of the harmonies being so imbalanced. It's like a human being that has not been loved. Eventually, they want to kill themselves. You know what I mean? The earth's balance and harmonies get really ill, and the earth needs love. The earth does. And so anyway, didn't know I was going to make this video exactly as I made it, because I have like a list of topics here, and so I was going to talk about them all as one, but I'm just going to make this video about crystals, and then how to conduct a sacred ceremony, and more about the earth and human relationships and crystal relationships and all that stuff. So I hope you found this video to be valuable, useful, and you should try this. Don't feel stupid. Don't feel so weird about it. Don't feel anything. Just feel excited to do something different, something weird and out of the ordinary, and just see what happens. It doesn't hurt to just see what happens, you know? And it's empowering. It's altering. It's a spiritual thing, and it's easy to do it. Very easy. It does not take hard work or effort. All it takes is a desire to go explore crystals at the spirit store and see what happens. Go get one, and then go to nature and just if it's as simple as saying, okay, Earth, I'm gonna just try this. I got this crystal, and Abby, I watched this Abby video, and she said that this crystal is medicine for you, and I give this medicine to heal you. And so I hope that you love it and can accept it. And then you give it to the earth, and the earth's like, awesome, a gift for me, thank you. Even that tiny little gesture means explosiveness. It has explosive meaning, super explosive meaning. Just that tiny little gesture doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. All it has to be is an intention of love. That's it. And that is the most beautiful gift you can give. So that is all I have to share in this video. So thank you for watching.